let us know what's going on. What do you do at Google?
Okay, so my name is Dick Wall. I'm actually a developer advocate at Google for a number of different Google technologies, including Android, App Engine, Google App Engine, and GWT as well. So a lot of Java-facing technologies like that.
Okay, so what can we expect from Android?
Well, so Android, I'm not sure. Well, I guess I'll start from first principles.
Okay.
Android is going to be the first really open operating system for mobile devices. And by open, we really mean that the developers, the consumers, and the networks all have the ability to control their own experience and their own choices about the platform. So developers can write software as they want to, develop it and sell it without any kind of permission needed. Users can choose what they want to install and what they want to use on their device. And carriers have the ability, or handset manufacturers, networks, have the ability to take the Android operating system and put it onto their own devices and use it. The source will all be open for it, and so it brings a great deal of choice and control to the marketplace for everybody involved.
Okay, and how is the development of Android today?
Do you mean how is it to develop in? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there were rumors that it is delayed. So
the rumors that it's delayed, there was a press release from Google very shortly afterwards saying, no, it's fine. I think that one of the Open Handset Alliance manufacturers may be a little bit behind, but that hasn't affected Android overall. So.
The problem can be on hardware.
Yeah. Well, and that's a big thing. So, Google's involvement in Android is really developing the software. Once the software is completed, there's still all of the other steps that you have to do to get a handset to market, like getting approval from the various governing bodies for the hardware and that kind of thing. And so it's quite a long process and somewhat unpredictable one, so it will be seen when it comes out. But as far as I can tell, all indicators are that it will still be sometime in the second half of this year that Android comes out. So.
Okay, and who is the main competitor for Android today? Because Nokia just finished by buying Symbian nowadays, and they are moving open source.
I think that's a terrific move. I think that whether it's a response to Android or not, it's a good thing that the marketplace is opening up. This is what Google wants, is a more open experience for people using mobile devices on the web, and so anything that's a move like that is a good thing. I think that having seen the capabilities of things like devices like the iPhone, and looking at Nokia and Symbian becoming more open, this is all for the good. I think it's going to be a tremendously fun space to be in for quite a while, and it's a big space. That's the other thing that you've got to remember, is there's plenty for everybody in the mobile market. So
yes, and the iPhone, the Symbian is a competitor, and the iPhone and the Limo, the Linux Mobile. And how do you see this kind of development?
I think it's all for the good. I think that again, there's plenty of room for everybody to be in the market. What Google is really aiming for, and what the Open Handset Alliance is really aiming for, is more openness in the space. So as long as that trend continues, everybody will be happy.
Okay, and what can we expect in the future for Android and in a more open world for cell phones and mobile devices?
I think a more open world benefits the consumer enormously. There should be no reason why the consumer shouldn't be able to control both what they get to on the internet and the kind of applications they can use on a device that they own and that they're carrying around with them. So I think that's the big win, is getting that out there, getting it so that people can control their own experience, and getting the networks kind of out of the way a little bit so that they don't control so tightly what users can actually get on the internet, what they can get to.
Do you have a prototype running here?
I don't have a prototype running with me, unfortunately, but the SDK includes an emulator which I'm going to be demonstrating today, and the emulator really does emulate hardware all the way up. The stack that runs on it is exactly the same stack that will run on the hardware.
Okay.
And so there should be very few surprises to anybody who develops against the emulator.
And you are expecting to launch a new SDK version soon?
I believe that's the plan, yes. There's no announcements on when yet, but yeah, hopefully soon there will be a new SDK out there. So.
Okay, and what about the contest, of the developers contest?
That's a tremendous success. The number of submissions, I think we got a total of 1,788 submissions in the end. Getting them all judged was quite a task. We had to create about 160, 170 different laptops with images that could run all of the different submissions, and then send them out to judges, and they played with them, sent back in their feedback, chose them like that. There are some extremely high quality applications that came out of the challenge, and I'll actually be showing a couple of them today in the presentation. So,
can you tell me some?
Oh, there was the ones I'm showing today, there's one, they're actually in the slides, but there's one that is a replacement for the phone book. So one of the great things about Android, again coming back to the openness, is you can replace the existing components with components that you write yourself. And in this case, the contact manager is a pretty good contact manager that's in there, but somebody decided to write a much better one. And it's called Phonebook 2.0. And it really is quite amazingly, it's very good looking, and it's quite functional. It has a lot of extra functionality that makes it very useful. And the other one is a taxi finder, so you can find where taxis are. And that's also a pretty nice one. It demonstrates how the Maps API and the Maps view can be extended to provide real-time information from, say, taxi cabs that have a GPS in them or something like that.
So what do you expect that hardware manufacturers come and show you new resources and new things? What do you see that Android will be able to run? GPS, touchscreen?
Yeah, I think one of the important, another one of the important inspirations behind Android is the recognition that hardware is getting better and better for mobile devices.
Yes, it's like mini computers.
Yes, they are. They're quite powerful now. The processors are getting up to where the kind of speeds that computers had just a few years ago, and the screen, the displays are getting much higher resolution and better. And they've got things like GPS built into them now, and even 3D hardware acceleration and things like that. And so Android is really tries to take advantage of those kind of improvements in the hardware platform, and will continue to do so.